Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for July. This is your July bonus reading, I should say. We're just going to jump right in here, Sag. You have this card that says Wallflower and this card that says Siren Song on it. So some of you might be like coming out of a period of being a wallflower, of not doing anything or staying at home or something like that. So maybe you need to party or you need to go do something. Almost every single person has had the tower again. So wouldn't really surprise me if there's like some sort of global tower moment in July. It wouldn't surprise me if every single month for the next 10 years there was a global tower moment, some sort of like aha, surprise, world event type of deal. I don't think this has to be a bad thing, of course. Well, it's really not. No matter what happens, it might seem like it, but it's leading us to where we have to go. The other thing I would say is you go from the tower to the star. So literally, you couldn't ask for a better combination. In a reading, you want to go from the tower to the star. It suggests that you're kind of like healing from something or you are getting through a tower moment. So again, definitely, that is definitely a good combination to receive in a reading. I actually really like this reading for you here, Sagittarius. There could be a surprise. It could be the surprise of love entering into your life. If you want love. With that siren song, again, I would answer the call. Again, the whole thing about sirens is that they can lead you to crashing your ships into the depths, right? But, I almost feel like this is a good thing. I feel like for some of you, you could almost be being seduced or feel like you're being seduced by a person. Again, I keep telling everyone for the rest of your life, it is critically important that we trust the evidence because we are in a time of evidence, meaning that it's like you really need to pay attention to what a person does. And I know it sounds obvious, but it's like I've made the mistake where I trusted a person where the evidence was basically like screaming, you need to leave now. So it's like if I can do it, you can do it, and not in a good way, right? So sometimes I think we ignore it because we want love or we don't want to be alone or, it's like maybe there are some good parts of a person, of course. I don't think anyone is really all bad, right, for the most part, but it's like, maybe there are some really good parts about a person or you're really interested in them. But again, maybe also the evidence shows that they pay attention to other people or that they don't invest in the relationship. So we need to get better at trusting the evidence. The other thing is that, there's a good business saying hire slow, fire fast, right? I think we need to do the same thing in relationships, basically, where it's like, I don't think we should move too slow in relationships because eventually things have to get going and you don't want to play games. But at the same time, it's like if someone is showing you something, their true colors, and they're an adult, chances are they're playing games, right? Especially if the evidence suggests that they're playing games. So I think we all, and again, I'm not calling anyone out here. I'm totally guilty of this. As well, I think we all need to be better breaker-uppers. I think we all need to be better at seeing something happening in a relationship and saying, well, that's clearly not right. and again, I'm not suggesting we even have to leave people, right? We could just say, like, hey, I don't like when you do this, when you cross one of my boundaries, or when you do this. And if they correct it, great. Then that's probably a good person to be with because they're willing to work with you. They're willing to correct it. If they don't correct it, then clearly it's time to leave. And I kind of feel like that's what this is saying, is like you need to trust yourself. Trust me, I get 1.5 million comments every single day of people who are saying, my ex did this, I'm never going to have love, I'm never going to open my heart to love again. I'm like, great. Now your ex lives your life for you for free. They live in not only do they live in your head rent free, but they are also controlling the outcomes of your future because you're allowing them to be the determining factor of you having love or not, which is absolutely ridiculous. Not everyone is the same. Number 3, or number 4, I don't even know where we're at. I would say it's all that says is that you don't trust yourself. So what I would say here is, again, there were probably things, if you're being honest, there are probably things that happened where if you saw them and you looked at them, you could say, oh, I should avoid this in the future. So again, what I would say here is we just need to get better at paying attention to avoid these tower moments. You have the Queen of Cups here. The Queen of Cups, I feel, is you following your heart. So everyone gets the Queen of Cups. I really think that it's Taurus energy. We have Uranus and Taurus, Jupiter and Taurus. And, those two specifically, I feel are really encouraging people to follow their heart or to listen to their inner voice. And, that's really all I'm getting here on the Queen of Cups. I feel like your heart is going to lead you to the star. We also have Pluto going into Aquarius. Most important thing, people are always like, why do you talk so much about Pluto and Aquarius? I'm like, because, number one, next time you'll be dead. Next time Pluto comes back to Aquarius, so you don't get this chance again. Most people won't get this chance in their lifetime after Pluto and Aquarius, right? And, so again, during Pluto and Aquarius, what do we have to do? We have to inspire other people. We have to follow our North Star. We have to listen to our heart, what our heart is telling us to do. And we need to do something like big, something special. Like the universe has been preparing us for this for a long time. I always say, like, we've had Neptune and Pisces for a long time. Neptune and Pisces is like dream big, multiply that big dream by 1,000 and try to accomplish it. Pluto and Aquarius is like, okay, now you know what you're dreaming towards. Now you know like what big thing you want to accomplish in your life. So go and do it, And it's like, now is the time to accomplish something big. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. With the tower, here you go. You have the Page of Cups. I feel like this is a good tower. I think I said this at the beginning, that this could just be the surprise of love entering into your life. It could be a surprise of a person. And you have the Page of Cups twice here. It could also be the surprise. Again, if you don't want love, and even if you do, I really do feel for you, Sagittarius, that like whatever you're working on, especially if it's a project or a side hustle, I always get side hustle for you, Sagittarius. I don't know. Is that a Sagittarian thing? I don't know. I have to think about that for a minute. I'm a Sag midheaven, and I have a bunch of projects going on at once, and not necessarily side hustles, but I have had side hustles that have turned into full-on businesses now, and so I don't know if that's like a Sagittarius thing or what, but what I would say is, going this way, I feel like you're like working towards something that's going to support you. It's something that you really want, something you've been praying for. I feel with that star card, she has these. I just need to show you this before I forget. She is pouring water from the pool of universal consciousness into the pool of universal consciousness, and those ripples are going out into the universe. It's like, I feel like you've been telling the universe things that you want for a very long period of time, and now you're getting it, or you're building it. Let's see. With the Lovers, you have the Six of Pentacles, evidence, like literally exactly what I said. This is the best way to be in a relationship in the future. You put a little bit in. And I look at Six of Pentacles like a tennis match in a relationship. You put a little bit in. You wait till they send the ball over to your side, and then you send it back, right? It's like a nice little give and take back and forth. As long as things keep going back and forth, then things are going to go well. If that doesn't happen, then it's time to communicate or make a change. Here you go. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups. Definitely time to follow your heart. And, that's what I would listen to, is your heart. That's it. Next in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this card that says, I let go of limiting thoughts that are holding me back. We're going to talk about this. You have this card that says, my heart space is abundant and flowing. Like, what did I just say? Follow your heart. But this, more importantly, this doesn't even matter. I've been babbling on about this for 20 minutes in your reading already, so follow your heart. There you go. But what I would say here is that, I feel a lot of you could be breaking, I wouldn't say generational curses, but, you could feel like you're breaking a generational curse, or, I definitely feel you are one of the signs that could be doing something. Like, you could be the first in your family to do something like going to college or becoming a millionaire, whatever it is you want to do, doesn't matter. And we actually see this in the reading right here. High Priestess star. You also have the Four of Wands, but the High Priestess represents Pisces. And again, I was babbling on about Neptune and Pisces. Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. Neptune and Pisces comes, and it basically says, like, you could be looking at things that you were raised to believe. You could be looking at like money blocks, love blocks, things like that are almost generational, and you could be directly challenging those beliefs. And the other thing is you might be doing these things unconsciously. It might be like one of those moments where you start to believe that you actually deserve money, and then like you kind of have, like, you snap out of it. You're like, wait, no, I don't. It's like, that's like Neptune and Pisces, where it's like we start to believe something that goes against a belief that we used to have, and then we kind of snap back. The trick is to, when you have the snap back, to look at like, why did I snap back to, no, I don't deserve this, right? And so Neptune and Pisces really will break us out of a lot of these like limiting beliefs and things like that. I kind of like that we're getting that Neptune is retrograde in Pisces right now. I don't like Neptune and Pisces. I'm a Pisces. I don't like it. To me, Neptune does not rule Pisces in the first place. I know all the astrologers say that Neptune rules Pisces. Jupiter was the ancient ruler of Pisces. I've looked at 1 billion Pisces charts, literally 1 billion, right? And I can see in every single Pisces chart that I've read, I can see how Jupiter rules their chart. It's like you can look at the aspects, the transits, everything, and it's clear to me that Jupiter rules Pisces, but not Neptune. And Neptune and Pisces, I think, is very murky. Neptune and Pisces is the deep ocean. It's like being in the middle of the ocean with 200-foot waves with 12 hurricanes and a cyclone over top of you. It's like but it's also being at the bottom of the ocean while that's happening. It's this crazy turbulent water. And what I would say here is that I think that it's kind of good in some ways because it makes us very, makes us think about all these fantasies that we could have, all these goals, wishes, and dreams that we want to create. But also it makes us think of chaos, the chaos in the world. It makes us, if you were at the bottom of the ocean on Neptune in a world like that, you wouldn't be able to see a damn thing, right? So it's not exactly clear how we can accomplish our goals. We have a couple things helping us. Again, I think that Neptune going retrograde could actually be a nice little break right now, and it could help us kind of get started. We also have Saturn in Pisces as well, which could be helping us start these goals. So I really feel in your reading, this is saying it's time for you to let go of your limiting beliefs and those Neptune and Pisces beliefs and get started on the star card, whatever it is you want. And it's time to commit as well. The Four of Wands is a card of marriage, but it could just be commitment. You could just be committing to a goal, wish, or dream and making it happen. Of course, this card could represent marriage. If you want love, this is definitely a good love reading. I don't think it's it's not the major focus of the reading, but it shows up here for sure. It could be an earth sign. Could be a water sign, could be an Aquarius, could be a Gemini, could be any sign. You have basically everything here. I don't think signs are as important as people make them out to be. Every single person that leaves me a comment, it's I would never date a water sign. Trust me, they've been single for 20 years. So, as I always say, chrisscatfood.com, coming soon for all you cat people. But, with the High Priestess, you have the Seven of Swords. You have the Seven of Swords twice here. I would be careful here of a liar, cheater, stealer. You have the King of Swords also. So if you have a person that's been cold, distant, or who hasn't been paying attention to you, I would be careful of that person. With the Star, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is something more predictable and stable. I do feel, and it's also Taurus, and we have a lot of Taurus energy, like I said, right now. So I pretty much feel like everybody is focused on creating stability, or pretty much everyone wants to, create more stability in their life right now. With the Four of Wands, you have the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles feeling left out in the cold, but Five of Pentacles says do not call attention to your weaknesses. It says it is important that you start focusing on your strengths at this time. So, again, I say to everyone, there's going to be 1.5 million reasons for you not to do something. That is the time that we are in. We are in a time where we have to break the rules. We have to work around the rules. We have to do things without knowing what the future is and all this other stuff, but we have to do it anyway. I've said to pretty much everyone this month that, what I worry about, I don't really want to say I worry about it, but what I think about is I think that we're in a time where where what will happen is we're going to see a lot of people in 10 years who look back on the last 10 years, basically look back over from 2033 back and are wow, I wasted a lot of time worrying about things that never happened, or I wasted a lot of time worrying about things that did happen but didn't matter. So that's why I encourage people. It's yes, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in the world. We're going to see a lot of crazy shit. You ain't seen nothing yet. Mark my words. I promise you. Come back in 20 years at the end of Pluto and Aquarius and leave me a comment and let me know about all the crazy stuff that I told you was going to happen already, right? Because I guarantee you things will happen that you never thought possible. Crazy stuff in the world, crazy things coming out, all this stuff, right? We're already seeing the aliens, all that other stuff, right? I said this weeks before it happened, before those aliens landed in the back of that kid's yard, right? So, don't say I didn't warn you. But what I would say is we're going to see a lot of crazy shit. Mark my words. And people keep saying, you're a conspiracy theorist. But one more conspiracy after another keeps coming out, by the way. So there you go. But so if you want to bury your head in the sand, go for it. But again, what I would say is your job is to not even pay attention to it in the first place. Your job is to get to work and create something so that, again, you don't end up one of those people that's oh my God, 10 years went by and I didn't do anything. There you go. You have this Pleiades card. It says, this is coming up in the unexpected. It says, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. You have this Anna, grandmother of Jesus, whatever. It says, seeding the light, lay foundations, divine plan. Yeah, I think that channeling, sometimes people think channeling reading tarot or something like that. But I think people don't realize that, like, if you're creating something, if you are, creating a piece of art, starting a business, like, all that can be a form of channeling. You could be channeling an idea from your higher self or your, something that is part of your divine plan. So, I feel if you're creating anything, you are basically channeling. You have the Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. You have the Page of Cups here. So, with this right here, again, some of you could have a past person that's really trying to butter you up is what I'm getting here. That's like literally what's popping into my head. I feel like a person knows, I would be careful of a person who like knows all the right things to say for you here, to you here. Because again, there could be something new that's coming in for you that's like much, much better. And it's like, you don't need this person. It's kind of funny because like, I don't know. It's like, I do get a person here where it's like, they might not be that bad of a person. So, it could be a past person, but it's like, I would ask you, how serious are they? And it's like, they might just be looking, they might just be down to clown. Let's put it that way, right? And that's about it. So, I feel like you need to make sure that this person isn't up to no good. I'm also getting that this could be like, if you have children, this could be their parent, their mother or their father or whatever. But again, I would be careful, of the situation, because it's like, just protect your heart. Don't get hurt from a situation. I'm also getting, if you are working in business, the Seven of Swords to me is a card of tactics. The King of Swords is a person, I actually like the King of Swords if you have a problem, because he can represent a person who can solve your problem very quickly. Could be any gender, but it's like, if you have a legal problem, get a lawyer. If you have a medical problem, go to the doctor. It's like, King of Swords to me always shows up in a reading where if something happens, go find an expert because they'll solve it quickly. It could also be, I'm also getting in business that there could be a person who has like a good idea of a plan that you could follow. And it could be like a mentor. It could be, someone you look up to. It could be like a parent or something. So you might want to hear someone out. Like if someone has some ideas for you, I'm not suggesting you take all their ideas, but maybe they have like a really good idea that can set you free. And it's popping into my head as someone you know or someone you look up to. You have the Page of Pentacles. Definitely could be new love if you are looking for love here. Doesn't even want to focus. There we go. I would also encourage you to like educate yourself more. I think we are in a time of self-education anyway. But I keep encouraging people to like learn as much as you can about whatever you're doing. It'll just make you successful faster. You have the Two of Wands here. Two of Wands about taking the lead and kind of leaving a comfort zone. I feel a lot of you are going to be leaving a lot of comfort zones and probably feeling pretty triggered because of it. But that's what happens when we leave a comfort zone. But I also feel like it's going to be a good thing. I always tell a story. It's like, I'm a Pisces. I just like being home. I don't like when I go on vacation. I travel a lot, but like even when I travel, I just want to come home, right? And what I would say here is like, when I was in high school, I had to do this like weird camp thing because I was part of this like group in high school. And the whole entire time that I was at this camp, I just wanted to come home. That's all I could think of, like the first couple of days, right? But it's like then by the end of it, I didn't want to leave. So I feel like that's what's going on here. It's like there could be some things that you're being called to do, like to leave a comfort zone or whatever. It's like once you do it, it's like, at first you're not going to want to do it. But I think once you do it, then you're going to be like, oh my God, I don't want to go home. So like, don't be afraid to, face some fears or take some risk. With the Two of Wands, you have the Five of Swords here. Yes, I mean, literally my card of taking a risk. Just what I said. Five of Swords can be a breakup or a separation, but again, sometimes I look at it as a card of risk-taking. So I feel it is time for you to learn how to get your camera to focus. And the secret is, people keep giving me advice on how to get my camera to focus, but number one, you don't know what camera I have. Number two, I dropped this camera, and that's why it doesn't focus. So there you go. But, I feel like it's time for you to take some sort of risk. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, I think that we are in a time of teamwork. And so, what I would say here is they're clearly here. You have a lot of people showing up here. There could be people who really want to help you be successful in like work or business. And I think it would be a great time to, hear them out, take their advice, let them help you. With the, what was this again? Seven of Swords and the King of Swords, you have the Hermit. I would be careful of this person, especially if someone's like popping back up, I just get this like buttering up type of feeling. It's like this person, they know all the right things to say. I feel like you think it's cute maybe as well. I don't know. I would be careful. There you go. Next at the end here for the good stuff, you have this card that says, trust the timing, trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. There you go. The seas, You have the Seas of Mintaka card. It says seeing potential, bringing unconscious to light. So again, I feel like you see the potential in a new idea. We are in a time of potential, I believe personally as well. The problem with potential is nothing is just going to happen. You have to make it happen. So, I feel that, this is saying don't sit around and wait. Take advantage of opportunity that comes your way, especially in work or business, because this reading to me is, I think it's bigger than work or business. It's like, that could be part of it. It's like maybe you have a purpose that involves having a business, like reading tarot or, something like that. Or like writing a book or something. And I feel like this is saying like do it, but it's like, get moving. It's like it's not going to write itself. It's not, the work isn't going to do itself. You have the Three of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. I do feel there's love coming in for you. Could be someone from a distance with that Three of Wands. I also feel there could be love coming in that kind of makes you leave a comfort zone. And, but it's like in a good way. This person could be like very successful or, I feel like, with that Three of Wands, there's like an element of adventure with this person. So it's like maybe you're a homebody like me, like a Pisces, you just want to stay home, and this person wants to go out. Or maybe they want to do things. I think what you're attracting, it's not like they're a party animal or anything like that, but I also feel they want to have experiences. And so I feel like you could be attracting a person who you like really have a lot of experiences with. But again, you could be a little bit uncomfortable because maybe the types of experiences or whatever just push you outside your comfort zone. But I think this is like good discomfort. This isn't like, oh, you're creepy, you make me uncomfortable. This is like, oh, you make me grow. And that's why I'm uncomfortable. So there you go. I also feel this could be an opportunity. He has that fish in the cup, and I always say that fish in his cup might not exist. It might not be real. So you have to grab onto that fish. It could be part of your goal, wish, or dream. You need to make it happen. You have the Seven of Pentacles. I really feel your life is about to change big time. It's like, I see you making more money, being more successful, but again, put work into new things. You have this Three of Wands. What are you waiting for here? I feel like if you're not, I said this to you in your most recent reading. I know I did. I know it. That, I get this feeling of you. It's like, I'm not calling you out here, and I'm not saying that you're not doing the work, Sagittarius, but I feel like you're playing too small. I'm almost 1,000,000,000% sure I just said this to you. I'm having like major deja vu as I say this, or maybe I'm making this up in my head. I don't know. But it's like, I feel like you're playing too small. It's like, there are things you could do, like especially in work or business, if you're not growing as much as you want, I feel like there are things you could do that would be like more of a commitment that, would really, I don't know. It's like, I'm not saying you're proving things to the universe, but I feel like there are things you could do that would kind of prove to the universe that you're very serious. With the Three of Wands, you have the Fool, time to take a leap of faith. This is the other thing as well, is like, it could be time for you to take the 110% commitment and jump into something. Dive in head first. The Fool, she's like dipping her toes in the water. She's like, I kind of want to do this. I kind of don't. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're doing something like a business, like dive in, make it happen. Don't just like dabble. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles. What are you waiting for? Knight of Pentacles is like over preparation. He is hesitating. He normally isn't making any moves, so it's definitely time for you to take a leap of faith and make a move. Could also be an earth sign coming in for you. With the Page of Cups, you have the Five of Wands. Yep, this is coming up in the good stuff. So again, it is a card of conflict and competition, but I feel like you could be beating, conflict and competition, or overcoming some sort of, conflict or competition here. Let's see. We're pulling 5 main themes now with the Kipper. I can't even get a card. There we go. You have this Judication card. Every single person has had, there's this card. There's also a Courthouse card. Every single person has had one of them. So it could be just a time of like divine justice, or you could be getting justice in some area of your life. You have this Main Male card. Definitely could be a new person coming in for you if you're looking for love. Doesn't matter what gender you are. I just feel like it could be a person. Yeah, you have this Child card. I said something about children, didn't I? Because I said something to you about how this is like your children's parent or something like that. I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, but again, some of you could be dealing with something involving children. I also feel you could have children or not, but I feel this Child card is saying that you could be nurturing something into existence. I believe we are in a time of like where we really need to nurture things into existence. With all this Taurus energy, I look at like Jupiter and Uranus and Taurus as like growing a garden. It's like you really have to nurture a garden into existence for it to grow well, right? You have to water it, fertilize it, give it sun, like all that other stuff. So if you're building something, make sure, again, you're giving it 110% like you would a child. You have this Journey card. Definitely something about travel here or adventure. I was getting it here where I was ranting about how I don't want to travel or something like that. And so I feel like some of you, definitely it's time for travel. You could just be going on a vacation, having fun, doing something along those lines. You have this High Honor card. You have the Star. I feel that if you are building something, or if you're trying to become an authority figure, if you have a YouTube channel, anything like that, I feel like there could be a lot of success coming in there. But this looks really, really good. I love where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.